Hey everyone, I'm Marsha, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am showing you how to make an old-fashioned, good old homemade banana nut muffin recipe. Now you may be thinking, oh, I know how to make banana bread or banana nut bread. All it takes is some banana, some flour, some sugar, egg, yada, yada, yada. But it's actually not just about the ingredients, but it's about the measurements that you use for those ingredients. So I've actually been tweaking this recipe for about 1.5 years now, and I finally got it just like I like it, and that is what I'm going to show you today. Now, of course, you can use this recipe for banana bread without the nuts, or banana nut bread and not make muffins like we're going to do today. That part is totally up to you. But if you're interested in some good homemade banana nut muffins, then keep on watching. All right, so I already have all of my ingredients out here on my counter. And that's something that I would recommend as well whenever you're cooking or baking, just to make it easier for you. Go ahead and get everything out and all the measurements listed if you can. But we're gonna start with our dry ingredients. I have a cup of flour that I'm gonna add to my bowl. Then I'm gonna add my brown sugar. And then I'm going to add my baking soda and baking powder. So I have both of them combined here. Again, trying to make it easier for me. So baking soda and baking powder. I have my nutmeg and cinnamon already combined. So I'm going to dump it in my bowl. And the last dry ingredient is salt. So I'm going to add that to the bowl. And then I did not grab my whisk. Ooh. All right. So we're just gonna whisk all of this together and make sure it's all combined. You definitely wanna do this before you add the wet ingredients. And you guys, I did just use regular all-purpose unbleached flour. You can use whole wheat flour. I have tried whole wheat flour. Actually, I told you guys I've been working on this for a while. So I've tried just all whole wheat flour. I've tried white whole wheat flour. I've tried half and half, so half white whole wheat and half just all-purpose flour. Several different combinations. My favorite, unfortunately, sorry, it might not be the healthiest, but my favorite is just plain all-purpose flour. That's my personal favorite. I haven't tried any type of non-wheat flour, so I haven't tried like almond flour or I don't know, gluten-free flour, any other type of flour that's out there. I do plan on trying some different variations in the future, but for right now, I'm just showing you what my current favorite recipe is. All right, so I got my dry ingredients combined. That didn't take long at all. So now it's time for the wet ingredients. So we're gonna switch out our bowls, and I'm gonna start with the bananas. All right, let's talk bananas, you guys. So for this recipe, it's gonna make 6 large muffins. So I'm not making like a full dozen, I'm just making 6. And so I'm only using 2 bananas, but you want to make sure that you have ripe bananas. So what do I mean by ripe bananas? So these right here are ripe bananas, and actually they can get a little bit riper than this if you want. So you want to make sure that they are starting to get brown spots or black spots on them. So the riper the banana is, the sweeter the banana is. So whenever you're making like a banana bread recipe or banana nut recipe, your bananas need to look something like this. They need to start to get brown and black spots all over them, and at that point they're perfect for making any type of banana bread recipe or banana nut muffin recipe. So you want to make sure that you're definitely using ripe bananas. All right, so I'm going to peel my bananas. I'm going to smash them in a separate bowl that I'm going to use to add the rest of my wet ingredients. If your bananas are more ripe than this, more ripe than this, and they're, you know, blacker, even better. You just want to make sure that they're not spoiled. But if they're just, you know, dark brown and brown spots on them, they're perfect. And just keep mashing away until it starts to get really, really soft. And once you have the majority of it mashed, you'll be left with like some little pieces or little bits of banana, and that's perfect because you'll be able to taste those little bits in your bread or your muffins. All right, so the rest of the ingredients are 1 egg that has already been beaten. So I've already beaten this up. I'm just gonna add it to my bananas. I'm gonna add some almond milk, and you certainly can use regular milk. I don't drink I don't drink regular milk anymore, or cow's milk, dairy, whatever you want to call it. So I'm adding almond milk. Oh, got the wrong one. I'm adding a 1/3 cup of almond milk. Oh yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna add my vanilla. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And now I'm getting ready to add my melted butter. And that is all the wet ingredients. So now let's mix this all up. And again, I'll add all of the measurements down below in the description box. All right, so my wet ingredients are ready, my dry ingredients are ready. So now all we have to do is combine the two. So I have my big bowl here. I'm just going to pour my wet ingredients in. I'm going to start to combine those or mix them together. It's important not to over mix your batter. You just want to mix it until everything is combined and you don't see any more dry ingredients hanging out there. You want to end up with nice, fluffy, kind of airy banana bread or banana nut muffins. Last but not least, again, this part is optional, but if you want to add some nuts to your banana nut bread, then you can. Oftentimes you'll see people adding walnuts, which is what I'm gonna add. That's my favorite. If you like adding any other type of nuts, let me know down below what else tastes good. I'm sure, I guess pecans probably taste good, but I usually just do walnuts. So I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. I'm gonna add that right in, and then I'm going to fold that into my batter just until they're all combined, so that way every piece of bread or muffin has a few walnuts in it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good already. All right, so I got my 6 muffins here ready to be filled. So I just have my muffin pan lined with some paper liners. I sprayed it with a little bit of cooking spray to keep the muffins from sticking. And now it's just time to fill them. So once you have your 6 muffin cups filled up, go ahead and shake it and maybe tap it on your counter a little bit and see if you can make a little bit more room, because it actually probably makes enough batter for 7. But once you shake your muffin pan and kind of wiggle it down a little bit, you can make a little bit more room to fill up the rest of the muffin cups. And it may look like you're overfilling it, but again, that's how you get the huge, big muffins. I love seeing some people get fancy with their muffins and they're putting like a few nuts on top and it looks all pretty, but I'm keeping it simple, okay? But you certainly can do that if you want. All right, so now I have preheated my oven for 350 degrees and we're gonna put it in there and then we're gonna let it cook for 25 minutes. All right, now our muffins are done and this is what you end up with, guys. Nice, big, fluffy, homemade banana nut muffins. If you have any other variations of banana bread or banana nut muffins, I would love to hear about it. Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, please leave me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss when I upload a video. Until next week, you guys, see you later.